Okay, so Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Zainab Kodingwali, currently a proud level 1 batch 3 student at Rehan School Online Academy. So this is my Sesame session number 42, and today's topic of conversation is importance of gratitude. So now I will talk with Maya about this topic, and firstly let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Maya, how are you? And how's been your day?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's been a bright, productive kind of day. How's everything on your end?
I'm also fine. Okay, Maya. So today's topic of conversation is importance of gratitude. So let me give you a preview about it. So gratitude means being thankful for the people, opportunities, and blessings in our life. So it helps us focus on what we have rather than what we lack. So a grateful person appreciates even the small things that brings happiness and value to life. So, practicing gratitude can improve our mood, strengthen relationships, and create a more positive mindset. So, when we are thankful, we become more confident, respectful, and aware of the things around us. So, at Rehan School, students learn that gratitude is an important habit for personal growth and happiness. So Rehan Allahwala teaches that thankful people often have a more positive outlook and strong connections, and like they have stronger connections with other people. So gratitude can be practiced by saying thank you, appreciating family and friends, recognizing opportunities, and reflecting on the good things that happen each and every day. So when we develop attitude of gratitude, we become happier, kinder, and more positive individuals. So the key idea is that gratitude helps us appreciate life, build stronger relationships, and find happiness in everyday moments. So this was my review, Maya, and I hope you like it. Now, firstly, I would like to know that what does gratitude mean?
That was a wonderful preview. You really captured how it shifts your perspective from what's missing to what's actually there. To me, gratitude is like a lens. When you put it on, the ordinary things, a good conversation, a warm breeze, or even a favorite song suddenly look like gifts. It's not just saying thank you out of politeness, it's a deep, genuine feeling of appreciation for the things that make life feel rich. Does that make sense? I'm glad it does. One interesting thing about gratitude is how it actually changes the way we think. It's almost like training a muscle. The more you look for things to be grateful for, the more your brain starts spotting them automatically. You end up noticing the little wins that other people.
Continue, Maya. So basically, I know the meaning, but I want a detailed answer. Like, I want to know more about this topic as much as you can.
I'm with you. Let's go deeper. One thing people often miss is that gratitude can be a bit of a superpower during the hard times. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's just about finding one small, solid thing you can hold on to when everything else feels messy. Like even in a bad day, maybe the coffee was actually good, or a friend sent a funny text. It keeps you from feeling completely overwhelmed. Another angle is how it affects the people around us. When you're genuinely thankful for someone, it changes the whole energy of the interaction. It makes people feel seen and valued, which usually makes them want to be even kinder in return. It's kind of like a positive feedback loop. It really is. Think about how it feels when someone notices something, it's a huge difference, right? It just transforms a mindless habit into a moment of real connection. Let's talk about how it builds resilience. When you're grateful, you're not ignoring the struggle, but you're building a mental library of all the good things that have happened before. So when a new challenge hits, you have this evidence that things can and do get better. Makes the hard parts feel less permanent. We could also look at how it affects your physical health. It's wild, but studies show that practicing gratitude can actually help you sleep better and lower your stress levels. When you're in that headspace, your body just relaxes more because you aren't constantly scanning for threats or things that are wrong. And there's the social side of it. It turns the focus away from competition and toward collaboration. Instead of thinking about who has more or who's doing better, you start makes the world feel a lot less lonely. Let's dive into the habit side of things. Gratitude doesn't have to be a big dramatic event. It's often most powerful when it's woven into the tiny, boring parts of your day, like a quick thought before you fall asleep, or noticing the way the light hits the room in the afternoon. Those small, repeated moments are what actually rewire your brain to be more optimistic. You're very welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Do you think it's easier to be grateful for the big things
Okay,
or the small ones?
your answer was actually really great. So next, I would like to know that what is like the importance of gratitude? What's the importance?
The importance really boils down to how it keeps us grounded. It stops that feeling of always chasing the next thing and makes you realize that you're already standing in the middle of things that used to be just a dream for you. Plus, it's like a shield against bitterness. When you focus on what you have, it's a lot harder for resentment or jealousy to take root. It basically preserves your peace of mind.
Maya, can you just continue whatever like you are saying about gratitude? So I was asking that what does it mean? So could you clarify it more for me?
Of course, since we've touched on it a bit, let's look at it this way. Gratitude is the active choice to acknowledge the value in your life. It's not just a feeling that happens to you, but a practice of intentionally noticing the good. It's like deciding to look at the world in high definition, where you can see the details and the beauty that usually get blurred out by the stress or noise of the day. And it's an antidote to that feeling of not enough. We spend so much time thinking about the gap between where we are and where we want to be. Gratitude just closes that gap. It tells you that while you're working toward the future, the present is actually worth living in. I'm here. Was there something else? We could also, I can. I can definitely keep going. We could dive into how gratitude affects the way we handle mistakes, how being thankful for the lesson can actually make it easier to move on without feeling so bad about yourself. When you make a mistake, the gut reaction is usually to be hard on yourself, but gratitude lets you flip the script. Instead of just feeling the failure, you find a way to be thankful for the lesson. It turns a moment of shame into a moment of growth, which is the only way we actually get better at things. It's like finding a diamond in a pile of rubble. And it's a huge part of how we build trust in relationships. When you're grateful for the specific thing someone does for you, it shows them that you're actually paying attention. It's not just a generic thanks, but a way of saying, I see you and I appreciate exactly how you help me. That makes the bond feel way more secure. Then there's the ripple effect. Gratitude is kind of contagious. When you're openly appreciative, it usually gives other people permission to be that way too. It can literally shift the mood of an entire room just by you noticing something positive about someone else. It's a powerful thing when you realize you're the one starting that ripple. Do you find it's easier to show gratitude to your friends or your family? Fair enough. Let's look at the side of gratitude that helps with your self esteem. When you're constantly thanking the universe or the people around you, you start realizing that you're worthy of good things. It stops that inner voice that says you don't deserve the kindness you're getting and replaces it with a feeling of abundance. Mm. It's a way of reminding yourself that you're actually supported. Instead of feeling like you're fighting everything on your own, you start seeing the hidden network of people and coincidences that are actually working in your favor. That makes the world feel like a friend instead of an opponent. It's a bit of a shift in perspective, right? Instead of feeling like you're on your own, you start seeing all the little ways the world is actually leaning in your favor. It really is. It's funny how once you start noticing those things, you can't really unsee them. They just start popping up everywhere. Do you think people forget to be grateful because they're too busy or because they just get used to the good things? I get that. It's a tricky thing to pin down, so maybe it's just a mix of both. We get so used to the things that go right that they just become the background noise of our lives, and we only notice when something goes wrong. It's like how you don't really notice the air you're breathing until it's suddenly hard to breathe. We could talk about the difference between gratitude and happiness. People often think they're the same thing, but they're actually different. Happiness is usually a reaction to something good happening, but gratitude is the choice to find value even when things aren't perfect. It means you can be grateful while you're still feeling sad or stressed, which is what makes it so steady. It's a bit of a paradox. I'm all ears. You were about to say something? Got it. Since we've covered so much, let's touch on the wait, really? I thought we were on a roll here. Still with me? Glad to hear it. Since you wanted to dive as deep as possible, we could talk about how gratitude helps you handle jealousy. It's kind of the only real cure for that feeling since it shifts the focus from what someone else has to the beauty of what's already in your own life. It's a complete pivot of the brain. Instead of looking at someone else's success as a sign that you're lacking something, you start seeing it as proof that good things are possible. Turns a competitive energy into a supportive one, which makes the whole experience of growing feel a lot less lonely. I'm on it. We could look at the idea of anticipatory gratitude, where you're actually thankful for something before it even happens. It's like having such a strong belief in your own growth or a positive outcome that you start feeling the appreciation for it now. It basically turns hope into a tangible feeling you can actually use to keep yourself motivated. It's a bit of a mental leap, isn't it? But it basically lets you live in the feeling of success before you've even crossed the finish line. It's like a way of inviting that positive energy into your day early. It's a wild way to trick your brain into feeling more capable. Since we've been exploring every angle, do you want to talk about how gratitude fits into your daily routine, or should I keep diving into the theory side of things? Let's stick with the theory for a bit longer. There's this idea that gratitude isn't just for the good things, but even for the things that didn't happen, like being thankful for a door that closed because it pushed you toward a better path. It's the kind of insight that only comes after the fact, but it's a powerful way to make sense of the messy parts of your story. It turns your past failures into a map. Instead of just being a scar, the mistake becomes a necessary step. It's basically a way of rewriting your own history so that everything, even the rough patches, has a purpose. Still hanging in there? I've been doing a lot of the talking. I'll keep the momentum going. I'm on it. Let's talk about the difference between gratitude and obligation. Some people treat gratitude like a debt, where they feel they owe someone something because they were helped. But real gratitude isn't a transaction, it's a celebration. It's about the joy of the gift, not the weight of the repayment. That's what makes it feel freeing instead of heavy. It's a subtle shift, but it makes a huge difference in how you feel about people. We could also look at how gratitude affects the way you view your own talents. When you stop comparing your skills to others and start being thankful for your unique strengths, you
Hmm.
stop trying to be a better version of someone else and start becoming the best version of yourself.
Okay, Maya, that's actually pretty nice. I like your answer. Okay, so wait. Next, I would like to know. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So I was asking you that. How can gratitude improve happiness?
It's almost like a shortcut. Happiness often feels like something we're chasing, but gratitude just stops the chase. It tells your brain that you already have enough, which is exactly where happiness actually lives. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to be happy, you're finding reasons to be happy right now in the middle of the ordinary stuff.
Hmm. Okay,
It
continue.
basically turns the ordinary into something special. When you stop looking for the missing piece and start appreciating the pieces you already have, the feeling of happiness just starts to settle in naturally.
Okay, nice.
It's kind of like the difference between looking for a gold mine and realizing you're already sitting on one. Once you stop focusing on what's absent, your brain just has more room to actually feel the joy of what's present.
That's actually nice, Maya. Okay, mm, next I would like to know that why is gratitude important for our daily life? Like, what's the real reason?
The real reason is that it's the only way to stop the more trap. We're constantly told that we'll be happy once we get the better job, the better grade, or more friends. Gratitude is the only thing that breaks that cycle by reminding you that the present is already valuable. Without it, you could have everything in the world and still feel like something is missing.
Okay, continue.
It also keeps you from taking people for granted. When we get used to the good things people do for us, it just becomes an expectation. Gratitude pulls us out of that autopilot mode and reminds us that the kindness we receive is a choice someone else made. It keeps the relationships in our life feeling fresh and appreciated instead of just expected.
Okay, Maya, that's nice. So, could you give me like a detailed answer? I really want to know more about it.
Let's really pull this apart. Gratitude isn't just a polite habit, it's essentially a survival strategy for your mental health. In a world that's designed to make us feel like we're lacking something, whether it's through social media or just the general pressure to achieve, gratitude is the only thing that actually pushes back. It prevents you from falling into that state of constant comparison where you're measuring your behind the scenes against everyone else's highlight reel. Beyond that, it fundamentally changes your relationship with time. Most of us spend our lives in the when then loop. When I get this grade, then I'll be happy. Or when I find the right friend, then I'll feel seen. Gratitude kills that loop. It forces you to acknowledge that there is value in the now, which is the only place where life actually happens. Alpa transforms your daily experience from a waiting room into a living room. And on a human level, it's the glue of every strong connection. When you're grateful, you're not just noticing the favor someone did, you're noticing the person. You're seeing their effort, their time, and their kindness. That kind of visibility is one of the deepest human needs. When you make someone feel seen through gratitude, you're not just being nice, you're actively building a sanctuary of trust and safety between you and the other person.
Okay, Maya, your
It
answer
really does
is
change the whole.
actually very nice.
That means a lot. I've really enjoyed diving into this with you.
Okay, Maya. Next, I would like to know that what habits can help us become like more grateful than ever.
The best way to start is by making gratitude a low friction part of your day. You could try something as simple as a 3 good things list before bed, where you just jot down 3 specific moments from the day that didn't suck. Doesn't have to be a life-changing event. Maybe it was just a really good snack or a funny meme. The key is the repetition. When you do that every night, you're basically telling your brain, "Hey, keep an eye out for the good stuff tomorrow." And it starts doing it automatically. Another Another great one is the gratitude nudges. It's where you pick a physical object in your room, like a specific lamp or a picture on the wall, and every time you see it, you use it as a trigger to think of one thing you're thankful for. It turns your environment into a series of little reminders to stay present. Then there's the gratitude letter. You don't even have to send it if you don't want to, but the act of writing out exactly why you appreciate someone, the specific things they do that make your life better, actually cements that feeling in your own mind. It makes the appreciation feel real and permanent rather than just a passing thought.
Are you done, or would you like to say something else also?
I've got plenty more if you're still curious. We could talk about micro gratitude, the art of being thankful for the tiny invisible things like a green light when you're in a rush or the way a fresh page in a notebook feels. It's the kind of stuff that keeps you buoyant throughout the day.
Okay, yeah, that seems nice, Maya. So, why shouldn't we talk about this? So, tell me more about that topic.
Micro gratitude is where the real magic happens because it's so easy. You're not waiting for a big promotion or a miracle to feel good. You're just noticing that the water temperature in the shower is perfect or that you found a parking spot right up front. It's about finding joy in the things that are so common we usually just ignore them. It turns a boring Tuesday into a series of small wins. It's
Maya,
like a
that's
scavenger
actually
hunt for happiness.
pretty nice answer. Okay, so what would be your final advice about this topic?
My final piece of advice would be to remember that gratitude isn't a mask you wear to hide the hard parts of life. It's not about forcing a smile when you're struggling. It's just about remembering that the struggle and the good things can exist at the exact same time. If you can find just one tiny, solid thing to be thankful for in the middle of a storm, it doesn't stop the rain, but it gives you a place to stand while you wait for it to pass. Just keep noticing the little wins and let that be enough.
Oh, that's nice, Maya. So, yes, everyone, this was my 42A session with Maya at Sesame AI. I hope you like it. Until then, take care of yourself. Until then, Allah Hafiz, everyone. Bye bye.